fight against gender-based violence will only result in success if we approach it with a collective effort. The plight of women and girls is no news to any one person in this 21st century. Despite all the awareness raising that has been done over the years, gender-based violence is still very much a reality in many communities within our country. Efforts made by a few has resulted in some advancements in the fight against gender-based violence. We therefore applaud those who have become strong advocates for women's rights and shun gender-based violence. But the fight is far from over. More work needs to be done. We need to stand firm against abuse of all forms of gender-based violence, whether it be verbal, physical, or emotional, as it remains a public safety issue that affects all of us. It is therefore a call for us to work tirelessly to create safe public and private spaces, calling a new world where everyone is safe in their homes, workplaces, and communities, especially vulnerable communities. One way this can be made possible is through personal commitments and universal campaigns. One of such campaigns is the 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence, commemorated yearly from the 25th of November, which is the International Day to End Violence Against Women, to the 10th of December, which is the International Human Rights Day. The campaign highlights the importance of gender rights as human rights. It also recognizes the countless lives lost and harmed by the gruesome act of violence perpetrated by us humans, rooted in unequal power relation between women and men, abuse of power, harmful cultural practices and systems that have ingrained themselves into our society. The campaign was started by activists at the inauguration of Women's Global Leadership Institute in 1991. It continues to be coordinated each year by the Center of Women's Leadership. The 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence is an opportunity for individuals, governments, and organizations around the world to call for prevention and elimination of violence against women and girls. Every year, the campaign focuses on a specific theme. This 2022 edition theme, Unite, Activism to End Violence Against Women and Girls, calls on everyone to play their role in ending violence against women and girls. It also calls for each and everyone to show support and solidarity to women's rights, resist the rollback on women's rights, where the only way forward is to push forward. For women's rights are human rights, and gender-based violence violations are human rights violations. Raising awareness of how gender-based violence has wrecked the world and affects everyone encourages all communities across nations and the world at large to show up and take action to end gender-based violence. For all we know, there is a huge relationship between a girl being raped, a woman's freedom of speech or choices being taken, and an increase in the prices of commodities or bad road, simply because resources meant or dedicated to address such issues is directed towards responding to the needs and or the provision of services to survivors, as any form of gender-based violence is life-threatening and therefore must be paid keen attention. As such, we are called upon to orange the world and unite activism to end violence on women and girls on every edition of the 16 Days of Activism.